Hey, what up, YouTube? Today's the day for the second video. Yesterday we spoke about the code approach and the philosophy to always consistently approach. And today's video is going to be about what's next. And a lot of people don't approach because of they don't have an answer to that question of what is next. And it's a very good question. So what you want to have, like I said in my last video, is you want to be Batman, like the Batman of the social game. That's what I would call myself, actually. So you want to have a system of like how you're talking to people, and how it's gonna like go, and kind of like have it planned out, like a planned conversation. So the next part I want you to remember to have down is one, make sure your vibe, like one, the most important thing with everything else is the vibe check. The vibe check is super important because that's the one thing that if you don't have down, it fucks up the rest of the conversation. And if you do have down, you can kind of like lean on. It's kind of like a handicap kind of thing. What the vibe check is literally every time I walk into a place, function, a person's presence, anything that has to do with somebody else, my vibe always has to be on point. If it's not on point, I'm taking energy and I'm losing shit, you know? So like, I don't know if anybody watching this is very like scientific or shit like that, but like it's like atoms and protons. If one energy cell is like higher than the other, then the one that's lower is going to take from the high one. And if you're a person of value, you want to be a social creature like how you're saying you want to be, you want to step into that role, you have to be on that higher level so people can feed into you. And that's just how the law of thermodynamics go. That's a little joke from my science people. But so if I go into a party and the energy level in there is an 8, I need to be at a 9. If the energy level is at a 9, I need to be at a 10. And if the energy level is like at a 5, like at a Barnes and Nobles, I gotta be at a 6. And not just your energy level, but your excitement, what you're saying, how you're coming off to people, that matters the most. So that's literally like one thing I will definitely have in check before I move into any conversation or any function. Next thing, what to say. So you want to think of it as like progressions through a funnel. So the next thing I'll be focused on is as soon as I say hi or do the intro, you want to start gaining trust, getting people to lower down their walls. So I go right into something that's like called banter or like building rapport. And this is the part where they say you want to like be yourself, where you're giving jokes, you're saying things that like hit. You could do a lot of code reads. This is the part where your nervousness either makes you or break you. You get to do transitions in this sequence. Like I said, I'm gonna make a TikTok on this about like exactly what to say. But right now, these videos are gonna be about the philosophy of it, like what's going through your mind, how you should feel. So this is like the longer version of that. So when you're talking, you should never be what to say, what to do next. If anything, you want to be making conscious observations. You want to co-read. You want to say things that get you in your body. Things that less like how's the weather, or are you from here? More fun things like comment on her dress, like, are you wearing yoga pants? Like, you look like one of those yoga girls that come out here and like go kumbaya for like 15 minutes to start her day to go start kicking ass. Is that you? Like little funny shit like that goes such a long, far ass way. After you do the co-reads, those kind of open the person up to like figuring out who they are. And then right after you do like some co-reads, gain a little like trust, laugh a little bit, then you want to go straight into making the connection. And this is the part that's my favorite. And this is my favorite part because this is, to me, this is what matters the most. If there's no connection to like with who you're talking to, then what's the point of talking to them, right? Like this is where you get to find out the most about a person. And there's an actual way. There's like a sequence, if you will, like a system for like getting close to people. Instead of it being all random ass, like saying, "Oh, you're from New York. I'm from New York too. I love New York pizza slices for $1. Ha ha. The recession can't hit those. Ha 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 ha." Yeah, that's good, but it's actually like a rapport formula that you can get into to actually get to know people so they can feel like they knew you for years. Something deep and intimate, I might share that in like a future video. But for now, just know that connection and connecting with the person is basically getting them warm enough to understanding you and how you work. So maybe like a story in the past of like what you went through. Nothing like a sob story, but more like a challenge that you like had to overcome, and how that tweaked you to the person you are now, and sharing that in effective ways. So somebody can be like, oh my God, like, wow, like who the fucking guessed you like grew up the son of a principal in the high school, and that adjusted the way you were looked at because you couldn't be a cool kid because your dad would look down on that, and you couldn't be a loser because you'd always get saved. And it's like that kind of gives them perception of, oh, now this is not a stranger on the street. This is an actual person. So you can share stories that make another person feel like, wow, you're an actual person, and that's something that they can relate to. Then boom, it's like they get to know you through stories like that. The biggest thing I would say for connecting with people, hands down, is if you can open somebody, if you can be comfortable doing that over and over and over, like I said in the last video, doing 15 approaches a week, which is literally nothing. That's literally nothing. Your bread and butter should be storytelling. I mean, this is the skill that translates in every area of your life, whether you're a salesperson, whether you are doing stand-up comedy, whether you're going out, whether you're doing, like, you're cheering at a bar, just meeting new people. Storytelling is literally one of the most, like, just dogmatic skills you could have as a person. And in fact, I'm gonna have a story for you guys in one of these next videos here coming up. But and now for the most informational packed part of this video. For you guys that stay to this part, you're gonna love it. 2 words to solve the whole, oh, what should I say dilemma. Associations and, drum roll, transitioning. If you know how to do associations and how to transition, you will be a god. People will start telling you that you are a conversationalist, that you were born with those skills, and you just know how to woo women. Because what that means is that, like, you have the skill to bring any ordained regular conversation and bring it to something higher. If you know how to, like, misinterpret what somebody says as a joke, or how to take them talking about a doctor's appointment to when you had a doctor's appointment and how that was a funny ass story for you, boom, right there. Because everybody, without realizing, has an exciting life depending on the viewpoint you look at it at. So if you know how to transition these regular conversations out on the street to something fun and happy, like a conversation that's like a 2, like, oh, how's the weather out there, to like a 9. And you can also start doing association drills. So association drills are when you basically associate one thing to another. So you start talking about, like, this subject of, like, how you got out here today, to, like, why you love traveling. And then there's also justifiers. So you can start saying things like, oh, she's talking about whatever, and you justify that into bringing it to whatever topic you want. I'm gonna make a TikTok video explaining legitimately how to do that. But right now I just want you to get the mindset that, like, oh my God, if I get down associations, which I could even send you a link to go over associations and do that at home while you're by yourself. And then how to get down justifiers so that I could change any topic, any conversation from being boring and mundane all the way to, like, bring it to something that I know about, that I'm comfortable with, like health. Like, I could talk miles around health. I could talk miles about water. I could talk miles about just being, like, the best type of person you want to be. And then that's something that inspires somebody. The faster you get to talking about your passion, the faster you get to start showing about how you shine to people. Because that's just one of the things that, like, people, like, you can emote. Everybody has something they want to and love and can talk about. So if you can bring that into your passions, the confidence, the self-esteem, the energy will start coming out. The vibe check will already be passed because you're already in your bag of what you're used to talking about or what you can talk about. So those are some gems right there, guys. Like, if I were you, I wouldn't walk past that. That's something very important. And one last thing too, I'll add, just a little bit of pointers. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to, like, not know what to say. Because you need those situations where you don't know what to say so that you figure out what to say. This video isn't going to be a one and done for you unless you buy, like, some type of course or, like, coaching so they can walk you through the steps manually. But this video just to get your mind in the right mindset shift, to basically nudge you along the path of, like, being inspired to, like, wanting and actually seeing and believing in that change. So with that being said, it's okay to not know what to say. Only other thing I want to add to that is don't rush it and enjoy the process. If you try to like hit a home run on your first 5 tries and attempts, that's like the equivalent of like trying to be good at anything within the first week of it. You got to be okay with sucking, having some conversations, killing some conversations early, letting conversations go on for a bit too long to feel the awkwardness of it, just to get calibrated to it. And appreciate yourself for even wanting to do this and realize that this is a skill that's going to take you very far in life, whether you see so now or not. So take it seriously, but have a lot of fun. Along with that, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. And if you found anything helpful, by all means, comment it below the video. If you guys have any feedback of like wanting clarity on like certain parts, then let me know too, and I'll be happy to. Can't trust any bees. And I'll be happy to make a video around that too. And also, homework. The homework for today, guys, is to go out there, watch 2 videos on how to storytell, approach 10 people, and get to the part where you're telling her about a story about what made you passionate about either the work you do or what your hobby is. And you want to go to those people, get all the way up to that part where you get to tell them about you're passionate, and then keep moving that muscle, keep moving that conversation past the part where you're comfortable, and then wait about like just a minute or two. When it gets like really like awkward, you don't know what to say, then leave. That's going to get your reps in, guys, to get big biceps like me, and that'll make you stronger. That's your homework for today. Take care.